The Waukon Indian football team is back in the playoffs, and they earned themselves a home game last week with 36-34 win at Crestwood. Chad Beermann here to discuss the victory. What got it done for you last week, Coach?
Well, there's different ways to skin a cat, and there's different ways to win a football game. And if you look at the say offensive stats of the game, you'd see that Cresco moved the ball pretty well. Um, but special teams were big for us. Turnovers were big. We had a kickoff return for a touchdown. We had a kickoff return down inside the five, and an interception return down inside the five. And I think early in the game we had 14 points and 6 yards of offense. Um, so we did enough to win. And 2 point conversions, obviously, we won by two. That was big. So just little things and just taking whatever we could get to get the points and then to come out with a win.
And take us through those special teams plays, one for a touchdown, one to set up yourselves in very good field position. Obviously, in a situation like that, it takes all 11 men doing their job to have that success. What has allowed your special teams to rise to another level here as of late?
Well, we have each one of my assistants has different special teams duties. So like Coach John Snitker is in charge of the kickoff return. And obviously he's done a really good job with that this year and obviously, through his career. Coach Ted Snitker does the punt and kick, punt team and kickoff teams. And then Cody Snitker does our punt return, punt block. And then Coach Hema is in charge of our empty punt, our fake punt formation. And so those guys have taken ownership of that and done a great job. Kind of setting things up for us. Um, and then we've got kids that are a returners, but B kids that will block and do their jobs and set us, get us lanes to run through and get things set up.
And anytime you're +2 on the give take, that increases your chance of a victory. What has allowed your defense to be a playmaking defense as of late?
Well, Tristan Crawford had two picks, and apparently he only intercepts passes in October. He did that last year, in the first round of the playoffs. He had some picks that were big for us. So, and then Titan Miller, freshman, came and got a really nice pick. So, getting underneath it, we had a couple fumbles that would have been great to have recovered. It would have given us a little more comfortable situation getting towards the end of the game. But you talk about that with the kids, and a lot of it is just being in the right place. And I think maybe the quarterback doesn't see it and they throw the ball maybe they shouldn't have thrown. But a lot of it is being around, being active, and turnovers. They're forcing the turnover, but if the kids aren't around the area where the ball is, it doesn't matter that you pop the ball out. So I
And
think just effort and location.
you did earn yourself a playoff game. You look at some of these first round matchups in Double A. Even in your own district, it's a 2.5 hour bus ride, maybe even a little longer for the teams that are on the road in the playoffs. How huge is it to have a home field advantage and have a team making a couple-hour bus ride up to your place?
Obviously, it's a comfort thing where the kids are you know the routine. We know when we'll be doing our walkthrough and where we'll be doing our walkthrough. We know when we'll warm up. In the playoffs, you don't have to worry about the curtain raiser, so you know exactly when you're going to start. So those are a big thing of it. You don't have to get the kids loosened up from a 2.5, 3 hour bus ride, depending on where you're coming from. Um, so that's big. It'll be a interesting draw, but the kids have had a good week of practice, I think.
And Bellevue was a team that was playing for a district title last week. Things didn't go their way, and they moved all the way down to a 3 seed. But obviously, still a pretty talented unit, I imagine. What have you seen on about them on film that impresses you?
Well, it was interesting because, for the longest time, the way the state had it set up was if you had a three-way tie, which that district did, the team that had the points would win the district, and then you'd go back to head. And actually, when the state released the district standings earlier in the evening, that's how they had it. So Bellevue would have been second because Bellevue had beaten um, uh, Alburnett head to head. But as it came out this year, now it's all on points, and so Bellevue dropped to third. So they were playing they were undefeated going to that district championship game when they lost, and they dropped all the way from 1 to 3. They are an interesting offense. Their run formation similar to what we've seen out of like Boynton Hall, Rock Valley in the past. The spread, quads, and trips to one side, twins the other. Empty, a lot of empty formations, but they throw the ball 75% of the time, and their kid does a great job of getting the ball out on time, finding open receivers, and then they've got kids that can run with the ball when they catch it in space.
And what's going to be some of the keys to slowing down that offense, and what are be some of the keys to staying and maintaining your own offense to keep them off the field?
Well, I think in those type of situations, I mean, you want to keep them off the field. You want to be able to drive the ball, control the clock as much as possible. It sounds like the weather should be cool, but should be pretty decent night. But you want to be able to drive the ball, control the clock, set your kids up with a chance for success and special teams. I mean, playing special teams will take it, but being able to drive and protect the defense and take opportunities, takes a little air out of the ball, basically, is always a part of the strategy when you're defending a team that's that heavy on the pass.
All right, Coach. Hopefully, you guys can get the job done this coming Friday night, and we can have another chat this week. We wish you best of luck. Keep your kids healthy, and hopefully, you can move on to the number 2 round of the playoffs.
All right, thank you.
Chad Beermann, head coach of the Waukon Indians. It's Waukon and Bellevue this Friday night.